Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's University of Pippage back in the business. I traded extra shit. It's your boy Professor Pippage back in the business on I traded extra. Fuck it. Yeah, it's just one of them days. We just gonna run it like that, no intro. If you want to call it an intro, but that's how it usually come in. But it ain't coming out tonight, so we uh we just gonna see because the price action been a more week, but been struggle boating. Um, Currently looking at GJ. It is what it is. I feel like with this price action, when I first came to the charts, I'm hit that bar replay. So when I first came to the charts, starting off on DJ this week, um, yeah, because this is the most trade that I most recently lost. I hopped in last night during the Asian. When I first came to the charts, peaked during the New York session. This is the price action that I saw. Somewhere like right up in here is when I saw it. I said, okay, price action broke structure here. We pushed back, possibly pushed in a structure looking left where price action came from, the break and the retest. You know what I'm saying? So if price action decides to roll over, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get in because we're broken structure right here, looking on the hourly chart, back to the downside. And generally, how I trade, price action break structure on the hourly, breaking structure looking left. We're expecting a deeper retracement back within that zone from the 4 hourly low to the 4 hourly high, trading ranges right here. And yeah, once price action pull back to that Asian session on these last night, I jumped inside of you last night. I mean, something like that. But as price action pull back into the Asian session, yeah, we just kind of identified an area looking left. We was looking for price action to reject off of. And as you bump down into that Asian session, we opened up and went big bullish. So what I wanted to see was, as I was watching this on the lower time frame as well, I identified an area with, I think it was on a 5 minute. Yeah, that I wanted to see price action close below. Wanted to see a rollover from based off of price action pushing in the structure looking left, and that pretty much happened. But so I hopped in, put stops above structure on the would it be now 4 hourly high. I think it's a 4 hourly high. Be the hourly and the 4 hour high, same area. Yeah, looking for a retracement trade because like when price action pulled back here, if we was gonna go big bullish and break this high, then it would have did that. It didn't do that. So I was looking to see, was it gonna push through or was it gonna roll over? So when we got into the Asian session, saw price action starting to slow down within these candles. Like I said, just based off of structure looking left, saw price action started to roll over, and I, like I said, identified that level and just waited for it to push, burst back on that lower time frame, and I hopped in that thing. And I was like, ooh. First thing I noticed is that we didn't break that kind of already established Asian low. So I was like, I'm gonna let it run. Did put the 50% loss area up on the charts. At this time, I think I am asleep, so I'm not seeing any price action that's taking place now. And when I woke up, that's why I woke up to. I woke up to that cut, and then I seen that cut, and I was like, "Ooh, my heart! I can't believe it." Yeah, man, price action just rolled over, big bearishly. What I think I missed was an area back in over here, potentially that price action needed to push into and possibly react from. Looking back on it, with the news popping off this morning and sending that thing on this bearish little way, it just took off, man. And yeah, that's what it is, and that's what it was. But it's just one of them days. Um, Price action is just do its thing and run a move on you, and if you ain't prepared for it, you get popped. So pretty much full stops on that trade. Pretty much turn this off. From where price action is now, starting to roll over bearish on the 4 hour time frame. If we ultimately definitely break this low right now here at 168.058, potentially definitely will be switching bearish on the higher time frames as well. Could be looking for continuation sales below that level, but otherwise, potentially this could be a retracement phase that's currently taking place within the market as price action and post and started breaking structures right in over here on the hourly. Yeah, push it back into a level of resistance. So ultimately, we wait and see if price action starts to find a bottom in any of these areas right down in here, and then start to break structure back to the top side on the hourly chart. So that ain't really set up yet. So it's pretty much a waiting game for me and my strategy and my psychology. On DJ, ultimately pushing bearish 15-minute, the hourly, high, low, potential lower high. We break this low, lower low. So yeah, it could just smash onto the downside, but ultimately right now, I am not prepared to take any shorts on GJ. I think mostly because I've been getting my ass hooked all week, but yeah, we're just gonna see how that ends up. So looking for, just want to push a little bit more deeper to see if it's gonna continue to go bullish. And yeah, we'll see if we can get some type of retracement coming down in here. Then you see price action get down here and start fumbling with them keys, do some weird ass shit like this. From this point on is when you start to look to take the market to the top side. If it don't set up like this, we ain't getting in because it could just keep going bearish, and then we look for the same thing on the downside, lower lows and lower highs, and then we're gonna get in. So potentially could see the bullish reaction as we push back into that 4-hour support. Otherwise, you better wait and see, because if price action break that low, you got a big area, big gap looking left to where price action can push into for 237 of them things. So continuation buys below 168.58. But if it does bring back bullish, then we could potentially be starting to consolidate and stuck in this range until price action closes back above. So continuation buys above 171, 171 even level. But that's probably potentially going into next week type of price action versus this week. Unless there's any more news to pop out this week, people over here and see what they got. The CPI pop out. Oh, GBP got some news pop out bright and early in the morning. So if you trade that GBP or that USD, core PPI unemployment claims might make the market shift up a little bit. But what I've been noticing lately, man, when the news pops off, usually I feel like the news, I guess it's still there, but I usually see the news as giving the market clarity, pushing price action into such zones that needed to be tested, retested, mitigated, whatever you want to put to it, and then see a rollover. That's why I say, looking back in here, I potentially missed something when I was aligning the charts. That price action pushed into it and rolled over because my stops is right there. I became a part of the liquidity pool that rolled on over to the downside. We're gonna kick off the AU. Not really, like I said, necessarily looking for any setups tonight. Probably mostly because I'm getting my ass cooked, but AU rolling over bullish on the 15. Bullish on the hourly. Coming back from the weekend analysis, what we saw was price action create that Asian range, that Asian high and that Asian low, and broke to the top side. I don't think I took or was looking for any of these because I was probably on UJ or something. But pretty much kind of like the same thing we saw on GJ. Price action create that high, start to roll back over bearish. Pretty much the same psychology right over her. Price action came up and created that high, started to come back down. We got to the Asian session, and I thought we were just going to get continuations to the downside, which is what ended up happening, but I didn't see this pullback happening. I did not trail stops on this one, so this actually did pull back, and I did end up standing this trade all the way to the downside down here. Ended up closing as we started to consolidate right up in here. But outside of that, was only looking for the retracement back into area where price actually came from, looking for a retest of that area to potentially now take buys once we get did have been a structure we bought off of? Yeah. Once we close above hourly structure right back in over here, we get the push, pull back, push, and then that thing pull all the way back. Full loss. I think I took a full loss on this one. Let me see, 15 minutes. Yeah, I think I did take a full loss on this one. What happened is the price action takes off, got position in, trade taking off. I'm generally starting to fall asleep right up on her. So if this move happened, can't cut 50% because, price ain't really took off yet. Ain't got no areas to potentially trail to, so full stops on that one. Only to see price action roll over, wake up the next morning like, oh, not again, Jenny. Damn it. So, it's been a tough week. A lot of L's on the board. We updated, a lot of L's, a lot of lessons, learning opportunities. Ultimately, I did see these equal lows right here. But as price action broke here, retested, and was pushing bullish coming into the Asian, I thought we were just going to continue to roll over higher, higher, higher low on a 15-minute. Price action actually did come back and grab that liquidity. I got the before and after all this, but price action did come back and grab that liquidity and skyrocketed up to the top side and got up out of that thing. And it's actually pushing big bullish now. Potentially could have been looking for buys right above, right where we got this TP1 area is. But yeah, full stocks on them too. Stocks. So we had a win back early within the week, but we getting smoked so far. Where I think we're going right now. Ultimately, I really would have to reanalyze this chart since we're breaking above 4-hourly structure. Essentially, it would look something this. Yeah, it delete, 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 delete. This. What you got from the 4-hourly low to the 4-hourly high? Retrace that didn't break the low, starting to roll over bullish, breaking structure left of where price action came from that pushes into the lows. So yeah, potentially could have looked for continuation buys above that area right there to retest deep back up in these 4-hourly highs. But yeah, potentially be capturing profits along the way as you push into a lower time frame resistance right up in here. So yeah. Something like this. If you had hot in for the buy, TP1 right there, TP2 somewhere like right up in there. So yeah, that's how I run it. But ultimately, just sitting back and watching for the night. That's it. Ain't in no rush. Hop in nothing for real, for real. Ultimately, I think we're identifying bullish on higher time frames. Are you? Oh yeah, we still stuck in this damn range. Yeah, like I was identifying in the last video, breaking the highs, bearish, breaking the lows. Was originally looking for shorting opportunities going into the week, but we popped off big bullish. So just had to, roll with the punches right now. Market hitting hard. Market hitting hard. GJ broke my heart. GJ broke my heart. So as we looked at price action from last weekend analysis, we saw price action push big bullish. Tapping into that week order block, and we said if price action came down, did not break structure, there's a high possibility we could be going back big bullish. Ultimately, once we saw that close below that hourly structure, definitely started lining up the buys. Took strike one right up on her as price action came in big bullish during that Asian Open. Pushing to the highs, breaking structure right over her. So I was like, ooh, we might got the gas. Nope. I think I ended up trailing the stops right here. I was able to cut 50% on this first entry, watching it live, getting cooked real time. So as price pushed up here, trailing 50% was right up under there. We did manage to cut 50% of this entry off, and then as it came all the way down, ended up getting stopped out. So got a good old L right there. This was the initial entry I really was looking for, but as price action opened so vigorously to the top side, I thought it had the gas to possibly go, but as it started to consolidate here, my worries did start to grow until we got into Monday night's Asian session. And once I saw price action close above hourly structure again, started looking to shoot. I actually did catch it from the bottom down here, pushed and pushed up a good little bit, 22 of them things. So was able to get a trailing stop in on this one. I don't think this one was able to pull back. Y'all see the line in the background. So yeah, no, not this one. We're gonna explain this one here in a second. But as price action pushed high, right in up here, started to pull back. It pulled back once. So that's ultimately why I'm looking to trail two immediately. As price action started to break down on the 1 minute time frame. But once I hopped in, I'm down here watching. I already know what I'm looking for from the higher time frames based on the markings in the background. So I'm just looking for higher highs and higher lows. If this area somewhat pushed us into the highs and we pulled back, I'm looking to trail right up under there. And then if price action breaks below this area where price action pushed into the highs, then potentially price action could roll over. Yeah, so as I had them trailers right up in there, price action goes below that, and you see the result. That's just based off of trading experience that I kind of started to identify that and be able to, sometimes it saves me, sometimes it don't. Because some of last week's trades, I did have price go in my direction. It did come back and hit those trailer stops. Ended up stopping before my stop loss and scooted where I wanted it to go. So, yeah, sometimes it saves you and sometimes it don't. But ultimately, pretty much a break even right there. Only really covered the commissions in that second trade. And then this trade actually popped off. I left it in the queue because, like I said, as price action originally pushed up and broke structure, this is why I was looking for price action to return to continue that bullish push. But as we started breaking structure, started taking trades in between. So I ended up leaving this one in the queue. Price action pushed off this morning, did its thing, and it entered with this push right down here. Um, it doesn't show that price action made it on this FXCM, but on my broker it did. So price action did react. I forgot that I even had this buy limit still in. I thought I deleted it, especially after getting cooked right in up in here. But it reacted. Um, I came back. Something just told me to look at my terminal, and I did. And price action was like way up here. I was like, oh shit, what happened? Where these numbers come from? And then I saw the entry number, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't delete that buy limit. So as price action pushed up, did the same thing, bumped down to the 1 minute, and as price action starts to create the higher highs, I got wigged in here. As price action starts to create the higher highs and higher lows, this is the last area. Price action bearish, push bullish, trail the stops. Um, it felt like 5 minutes to me. I trailed the stops. By the time I came back, price action was like all the way down here. I was like, damn, it moved quick. So I got trailed out of this stop. I mean, this entry. Um, I'm glad this is one of the cases where it worked again because ultimately price action did roll over bearish and it is still dropping on that ass. So yeah, I don't know if this stop loss will hold up. Because right now price action chewing to the damn downside. And if it breaks this 4 hour structure, I think it's coming down to swallow up all these equal lows right up in her. And then from there, yeah, we be dropping down from that 4 hourly range all the way down to that daily range, 260 of them things. So a lot of space to get busy, but you need to see price action ultimately break below these structures. Otherwise, your ass can get cooked. So I wanted to see it push through, grabbing all this, continuing, then pull back. And then I'm gonna start striking. Like first initial suspects would be from right up in this area right here. If this area fails, I would definitely wait for it to come back a little bit higher. I can already see a level where I would think price action potentially could come back to before dropping again. So definitely will have my eyes out for this for the rest of the week on UJ. Pushing over to UCAD. UCAD hopped into this. Um, even though the analysis on the weekend analysis said don't trade UCAD next week because when that shit push bullish, it's gonna be real choppy. So even though I saw the setups and I knew I put the prediction out on the damn weekend analysis, I hopped in anyway. I couldn't help it. Shit, it looked good. I wanted something. I wanted a piece. Um, from the weekend analysis, we identified if price action closed above this blue line, we got big chances of going big bullish. We had a few chances of going bullish. If I would have pipped and dipped, then yeah, I would have probably, you know what I'm saying? You got about 30 of them things right there. And then the pip and dip is once the price action closes above a certain amount of pippage, close everything no matter what, because um, there's a higher probability of price action playing out like this. So you're going into the trade knowing as price action go up, as soon as it start looking like it run out of gas, get out of the trade. But I ain't had pip and dip type situations on my mind. I was looking for the gas to the top side and the gas that come in. This was more like a 94 Honda running out of gas on the interstate, and now you on side the road because your stop loss got busted up. But ultimately, was watching this real time trailer stops. Pretty much break even, cover the commission type deal again here because of how this trade reacted. And I'm still seeing the chop. I'm still seeing the chop. I'm not really seeing the aggressiveness to the top side like I want to see. I did delete this trade altogether, and I'm glad I did because look at the result. That would have been another L on the books. Price action did come back and feel that imbalance that we did have identified from the weekend analysis and push back big bullish. So what I would be looking for is to see if price action closes above that little area right there and see if we can potentially catch this range. But remember from the weekend analysis, I already said don't trade this shit because it's gonna be real choppy. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. So if you watching in the back, go ahead and get the numbers because I'm gonna delete because if I come back to the charts and price action is pushing, then I'm probably hopping in. So I'm gonna delete that off the chart. I'm gonna delete this one off too and that one. Because I already know if I come back and see it and it's lining up perfect. But this right here didn't work out. So we're gonna let price action do that chop mumbo dance all the way back up into structure looking left, and then we're gonna try to make a decision, get busy. With Mario Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. That's just some honey. Do that. Baby, my pretty, I ain't said no honey dip till I ain't said nothing about no honey dip. Ain't had nothing to do with me. Back to the chart. That's UCAD. Ultimately, I would, expect price action to somewhat push back bullish because of this price action back end over here. But let me see who bumped back out to there early. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. That 4-hour range is fucking huge, bro. From the high to the low. Let me get some. You caught that all the way to the bottom. Oh, you know what? I actually called out this damn trade. Let me pop up some of these before I was. People don't think I'd be on here gassing straight up. Let me start from right there. So, DJ, this is what we was looking for. Coming in from the weekend. That don't look right. But this was the first UJ buys trailing 50%. Popped off 50 right there and got smacked for the losses. This was that UCAD. Yeah, the UCAD setup. Coming from the weekend analysis. Price action closed above. Could see big time action back to the top side, but as we can see, price action just consolidated. Pretty much break even trades sitting on that. AUDUSD got fake to the top side here, and then rolled all the way back to the downside, got smacked over there. Did catch these GU buys. I think this was a paper trade right here. I don't think I actually caught this. I just, dropped it in the chat and smashed up some take profits to the top side. TJ came off the short, started looking for the longs. GU shorts. What happened with these shorts? I can't remember. Still looking for them UCAD buys, closing above that structure. What is this? Still waiting on the UJ to pull back to that imbalance level. See if we can take them buys. Had gotten crushed over here. Hopes and dreams going out the window. And then price action broke out to the top side. So, I had a little entry there, but price action just didn't play out quite well. Y'all heard that? Hold on. Who that? Oh, who that? Oh, oh, I thought they were coming to get me. But right back up in here. Yeah, price action just roll over bullish. And then that bitch just melted back to the downside. AU hopped in the shorts. This was like the only full winner for the week. I think I did hop in these GU shorts. Yeah, I do remember that now. Price action came down to like this red area, little 15-minute area, and then rolled over back to the top side. Ooh, AUDUSD break even over there. Yeah, them GU buys got tossed up, back into the highs, retesting, continue to the downside. But yeah, ultimately it's been a rough week. I did have this idea on gold. Let's click over to gold real quick. Yeah, missed on that one too. Did not take that one. Coming from the weekend analysis, we were looking for continuation buys, looking for price action to feel this little this right here, this imbalance. Um, if I would have took buys coming up, as price action opened up, yeah, we definitely could have ate on gold this week, but I don't even trade gold like that. Yeah, I just like to look at it, come back to it, see how it looked, and then potentially, if this would have set up, continuation higher highs and higher lows, and not this chop right here, price action did close below structure right here. So delete that. I did not get in that setup. But first thing I'm looking at is price action did close below this. So I'll now potentially see where if price action rolls over below this high. So get rid of that. Come up here, get the fumbling with them keys. Looking for that to get back right down in her. So just because we closed below here, pretty much get rid of that. Get rid of that. Wow. Who is it? Yeah, I can see that there. There's a price on that. I'm gonna zoom in for all the people in the back. 20, Lord, this candle, 2045.55. Go to the hourly. 2045. Come on. That's 45.55. All right. So the price actually came back into the 4 hour. Yeah, let's see. I see what you did there, Godio. Goldilocks. Yeah, so anytime if I'm looking for a setup, or I'm looking to hop in on something and price action do something crazy what I didn't really think I was gonna do, I'm going to look back and see what the hell happened. You guys to check it out. You can't let that information get away because that type of information, looking at structure, looking left, price action push to um, in this case, include the news. Boys about to come here in a minute. In this case, include the news because of the big spike and then immediately flush back into. But uh, like I say, always you can always tack whatever name you want to as to why price action moved in this manner. But what you also look at is where did it push into as price action, looking left where it just came from. So those two things combined is vitally important as far as when you identify a structure, looking when to get in, seeing price action need to retest before continuing in its true direction. Some people call them fake outs, breakouts, break back ends. But as I do see this price action pattern here, I did miss all this. And I missed out on the gas where a lot of people made a lot of money, but ultimately, what I'm saying, I'm looking at what it did. How did it come back? How did it get up there? And then what I'm gonna do is start identifying shit the way I know how to identify. And then if price action start to react from those areas for the reasons that I know them to react for, then I'll potentially start trading based off of concepts and theories of how chart moves and where it's going and how it's gonna get there. And yeah. But ultimately GJ, GU, UK. It's been a fishy week. Fishy mate. And then a yeah, let me see. This work right here. See if we can make some money, old chump. Mhm. We'd like to do is identify. Yeah, bid. Wouldn't necessarily take. We do this way. A lot easier. Yep, 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 yep. You could take it from there. Take it to 4 hourly low, 4 hourly high. Then you want to zoom in on that line. Yes, buddy. Which light, buddy? Where are you? Okay, I'm coming, buddy. Hold on 1 second. Here. But you got that 4 hourly low. And a new high. Excuse me. And a new high. Right up on it. So based off of that, if you swing tight, what you're looking for is a break and retest of those errors. So like a 4 hour reset. Ultimately breaking above the supply area. Looking left, right up in there. Price action rolled over bearishly for us. Ultimately, this could have been a liquidity grab, but wait, did we break on the board? I think we did break. No, we didn't. That was another chart. All right, that was on code. I would consider this a liquidity grab if this move had come down and closed below, like we saw on gold. This move came down, so I'm expecting price action to be bearish either the rest of this week or going into next week. I'm looking for shorts. Gold. AU, we didn't get that close below, so we pretty much then busted through that. So retest for this area, potentially to send us, well, for some continuation by. See, yep, see. Wow. Nothing too standoutish on the hourly chart just yet. Ghost level right up in there. I can see that. I can see that. So on the hourly, we potentially could have a higher level right there. If price action pulls back, we're looking for price action to hold up, see if we can take some continuation. Millones, tu está seis, my friend, tu está seis, tu está seis, tu está seis. Yeah, some of y'all see that. Counter right there. Do a little research on that. Yeah, my friends. But the bala tutti frutti. Um, Ultimately, if I was going to whack AU or try to hop in, what I would look for something essentially, if it came all the way back down there, I don't know that it would. I would take it from right here. To the top side, to the top side. 22 pips. That's my jam right there, Holmes. I like 20 pips or less. 20 pips, that's 22, but I've taken my brains. Yes. So we're gonna retest back to the downside ones. I take the bias to the top side. But ultimately, they'll be like, you're just gonna keep pushing, God. Ain't gonna let me. Ain't gonna let me. Yeah, 10 minutes. We could look right here as well. We got to retest. Back into there. Ooh, I don't know, my friend. We might have missed it. We might have missed it, guys. Horns. We on side the road. We can't get home because we missed that on the guys. Horns. It rolled over bullish here, so yeah, you could have just been higher highs and higher lows. Um, as it did this big break though, closing above this 1 minute time frame structure, I would have been waiting for a pullback, so I potentially still would have missed all the gas. I like the pullbacks home. The pullbacks make me feel safe, homes. But yeah, ultimately, I think just gonna keep pushing. So if we get something like this, let's say start a retest back into here, give me a wick or something, you know, then come back up and start to do that dance we like to see, creating up higher highs and higher lows. Yeah, I will look for something like that. Why would I look for something like that? I think the higher times are trying to go bully. I think they are trying to go bully. So we're just trying to capture some of this for our range as price action is pushing bullish. So we look for continuation buys. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, then potentially could look for a little retracement. If it comes back, then potentially could get active. Might bring this entry up a little bit more. That would put more risk on the table. So, your boy be trailing start.com on that ad. Saying start get outside that 20 pip range. I'll be getting nervous. I don't like to hammer the line like that. You know what I'm saying? So I like to play it safe. I like to see the retest. I like to see the hold up support if we're gonna continue going bullish. Let me delete that. Get rid of that. That was from yesterday. So pretty much how we would identify is this for the most part would be the Asian low, push, pullback. We also could look for what I'm not seeing is price action did not push um below that origination point yet. So this could all be just one push for a pullback and it goes below here. And then base the Asian range based off of that initial push and retracement because this looks like some poppery. Just one push on the hourly. Real retracements yet. So prematurely, this would be Asian high and Asian low. Like I said, the once I see that move, whenever it happens, Asian high, Asian low, then we look to see which side we're gonna break, see if we catch continuations. If it start to go bearish, then I'm probably let it ride. I'm probably let it ride because you got continuation sales on below right over here. Want to see price action come down and gather up these young fellows right down here, closely gathered together. Potentially catch a pullback, see if we can push back into a little 4 hour level got identified right over here. At that point, we will be shifting bearishly on the 4 hourly time frame. So definitely we will have to reanalyze to kind of identify structures as we come back down. Looking left, structures, yeah, they kind of matter because I would look for price action to react off of those areas, just looking left as we come down here for a pullback, react over here. As long as we don't break structure looking left, we're to come down, gather up some of those young gentlemen right down there, react if it don't continue to go something like this, all that type of stuff. So yeah, you just gotta have your mind open and be ready to strike any direction. Because the market will reverse from your ass in a quick second, and you kind of gotta have a psychology behind it. Say, oh, okay, I see why that happened. So let's see what it happens if it do this next, and then go on from there. Um, it also helps to find some good education. Find somebody who really know what they talking about, because otherwise you be out here looking goofy, bro. Because I was out here looking goofy for a long time, bro. Some people probably still say I look goofy with all this shit on the chart, but me, it just helps me remember quicker when I come back to the charts. I ain't got to redo all that, you know, analyze it, just click and see what I, put down on the chart. It's kind of like a message without the words on it, besides the continuation zones right up here, above and below. But yeah. So not fully committed to these buys on AU because I don't like this type of price action. Just push up and come right back down. This is swap right here. This ain't trending bullish. This ain't trending bearish. This is just straight up, straight down. So as you try to frame your trade before you hop in, you say, okay, well, are we gonna continue to go bullish? And I don't know. Based off of this, it looked like you want to go bullish, but I ain't 100% sure. Like I see these charts, push, pull back, push. You see that? It's just push, pull back. Is it gonna push? Might drop again or higher. So, we're gonna sit back and watch. UJ, I ain't got no more thoughts for UJ this week. I think I'm gonna let UJ roll out for like a week or two and then come back and start striking on it again because my win streak ran out on UJ. And I think a lot of it was just probably being impatient with it, especially with this right over here. I could have let it roll out and grab some pippage off of it, but once it started to chop, I'll be impatient. Hold on. But yeah, ultimately, I think I'm about to slide my loans in there. Oh my God, talk everybody in. Be daddy for a minute. Yeah, ultimately, man, I probably ain't about to do too much tonight back. I got to recover my wounds. Got mopped up a little bit this week, so what is that, DJ? Get rid of this. Yeah, I think that's all I can get for this one. Probably just might do a compare and contrast this weekend and see how the market ended up overall playing out and see if we had any more opportunities or potentially get in and crash on some shit. But outside of that, it might just be a weekend analysis. And I'm gonna just holler at y'all, boy. I'm out of that thing. Big Buddha old ENT and that thing, thick with it records. We out. Peace.